Hey friend, Graham Cochrane here. Today, let's talk about getting engagement and what the secret to engagement is. Now, if you followed previous videos of mine, you know that I'm a big believer in content marketing. This is the way to get an endless, steady stream of traffic to your site. So making content is important, but specifically how you end each piece of content is the difference maker. Whether it's a podcast, a video, an article, or even a post on social media, the way you end it can be the difference between content that just goes out in the world and stops, or content that becomes an engagement machine for your brand. By committing to this one simple strategy I'm going to share today, you can enhance your content, old or new, and turn it into something that helps to actually build your business. And that simple strategy is called the CTA, or the call to action. If you think about it, the newspaper model and the TV show model are dead, right? This is the way content was delivered for decades. A piece of content was created, like a written news article or a TV show that was filmed, and then it was broadcast out to be consumed. It worked, but its job was simple: be created to be shared, to be broadcast, consumed over here on one end, and then stop. We now live in an age where that model can't work. We live in an age that demands an ongoing conversation, and brands that can create an ongoing conversation with their followers, with their viewers, their readers, their customers, are the brands that are going to win. And the brands that don't foster an ongoing conversation will fade into the background. It's funny how we actually will give more credibility in our minds to brands that have a lot more engagement on their site or their social channels than a brand that doesn't. You could go to two very similar blog posts from two very similar content creators on two very similar topics, and if one has lots of comments at the bottom and the other has one or two or three or zero, we almost tend to believe that the one with more comments must be the better content creator, and that article must be better, and that brand must be smarter, and we naturally gravitate to where the conversation is. Now, we call this conversation engagement, and the only way to get engagement with your brand is to ask for it, and we do this with the call to action. Now, there are two main types of call to actions, or CTAs, and one of the simplest ones to use is to simply ask your followers' opinion on the subject. People everywhere love to express their opinion, for better or worse, right? Just look in your social media feed. It's practically full of random people's opinions, whether you wanted to hear them or not. So what we want to do is leverage that desire without having to really work so hard. If people want to express their opinion, then ask for it. What we want to do is consider ending our pieces of content with a simple question, begging for or beckoning their opinion. So it's really simple. When you end a piece of content, whether it's a video or an article or even just a quick blast on Instagram, end with a question, one simple but specific question for your audience, and then let that be the call to action, meaning take the action of leaving your answer or leaving your opinion below in a comment. So for example, if I ran a personal finance blog or brand and I had a whole blog post on how to pay off your debt, at the very end, instead of just ending the post by "that's how you pay off your debt," you can ask a question. What is one small debt that you've paid off in the past? Or hey, if you're in the process of paying off your debt, let us know how that's going. Or even better, what's been the hardest thing for you in the process of paying off your debt? Leave a comment below. It's wide enough that anybody can join the conversation. It's specific enough because it's related to the topic that we've been discussing. And it's just asking for their opinion to share with you, the author, and with everyone else who's watching or reading what they believe and what they think. It's asking for a conversation to get going. Now, getting lots of comments on your blog or social media or video is important for more than just the fact that you want to build your ego and feel better about yourself. There's two big reasons why these comments are very, very powerful for you. One is user-generated content. What that means is if I have an article or you have an article and you get lots of people to comment at the bottom by answering a question, expressing their opinion, what they're doing is creating more content for you that Google can search. If you've ever typed in a search term on Google and you found something to click on, but you click over to that page and you're reading the article and you can't seem to find the thing that Google turned up for you in the search, It's probably because what it showed you wasn't part of the actual article or original piece of content. It probably found those keywords in someone's comment at the bottom, and it dragged you over to that site. That's not the most helpful for you as the Google search person, but it's great for you as the content creator, because you can create a piece of content and then all your followers can be leaving their opinions, but they're basically creating content for you as well, giving you more stuff for Google to find, which means you can get more web traffic. So user-generated content is a great reason to get call to actions, to get people's opinions, to get comments. But another huge one is the way that social media platforms are going. Facebook and Instagram, and they're the same company by the way, are changing their algorithms almost monthly, it seems, to favor brands and favor posters that engage and ask for engagement and have more engagement, as opposed to people who just blast articles or blast videos or blast random text. They want their platform to have people stuck on it for hours. They want to keep eyeballs, and they want people to enjoy their time on it, and people enjoy their time by engaging, having community, having conversations. So the formula, the algorithms actually elevate brands and elevate people that ask for engagement. This recently happened where Zuckerberg changed the formula again, and he posted on Facebook this post. In it, he talks about how they're going to start removing people from the Facebook feed that are just a random brand posting a random thing. What he wants is conversation. He wants that human element. And so that could mean you're going to see mostly a lot of your friends and family members' posts in your feed. But it also means for us brands that if we want to win the social media game, we have to focus on engagement when on social media. We can't focus on our goals and our followers and our sales and our products. We have to focus on the people and starting a conversation, because that is the way the formulas are rigged, both on Facebook and on Instagram and virtually everywhere else as time moves on. So in review, the first type of CTA, or call to action, is simple. Ask a good probing question that brings your audience into the conversation to express their opinion. People love to do it, and it will get a conversation going, give you user-generated content, and help you to show up more in social media feeds. Now, the second type of CTA, or call to action, is to actually make them take an action step, or click in this regard. Sometimes if it's like an email that you send out to your followers, the action step could be homework, like today's action step after learning this thing or reading this thing or watching this thing is to pull out a piece of paper and do XYZ. You're getting them to take some action, and that's good and all, but that doesn't really create engagement with your brand. The best way to make them take an action is to get them to click on something, to get them to go somewhere, to get them to do something you want them to do to continue the journey or the relationship. And I think the most powerful action step or click for you as a brand, if you want to make more money, is to get people who are engaging with you in your content to join your email list. I talk about email all the time because it is what makes you money. Even in this day and age of social media, email is way more powerful for you growing your income than playing on social media all day. So the thing you want to be doing as a brand is building your list. And so the best way to end a lot of your content is with a CTA, or a call to action, that asks people to download your lead magnet. Now, a lead magnet is a free offering that you're going to give them, whether it's another piece of content that's even more detailed and relevant, or a digital or online tool, or even a discount code if you're a retailer. Something valuable that you want to offer them for free in exchange for their email address. That's the best way to get people on your list, by the way. Don't just ask them to sign up. Give them something more. So the CTA might be, hey, want to download this amazing thing, or check out my free guide, or get 10% off, click here. And they click, enter their email address. Now you've built your list and they've got something valuable. By having your CTAs, or your call to actions at the end of your content, focus on pushing your lead magnet and growing your email list, it's going to allow you to grow that list faster. So now you have more targeted warm leads to sell to later. It's the most direct way to grow your business with content. I'll give you an example with myself. On this site, my lead magnet is my audio training, Get Paid to Do What You Love. I'm constantly asking people like you to download this training. Why? Well, A, it's really going to help you because I don't mess around. I don't make fluff. I only make really good content. But you can't get this content just by listening to it or watching it on the site. You have to give me your email address in exchange. Why am I doing that? So I can build my email list. Why? Because if I have a product or service that I want to sell to you, then I can sell to you via email, and the stats show and experience shows that I create more sales that way. It's a win-win. You get great content and I can grow my business's income. So if you don't have a lead magnet already, create one. Create something valuable that you can offer people in exchange for their email address. And when it's relevant to the content you're making, make that your CTA or your call to action to download this amazing free thing. Take that next step, click here and build that list and add more value. There you have it, the secret to engagement. So the rule is simple, my friend. Never, ever end a piece of content in the future, no matter how big or small, without a CTA, without a call to action. I don't care if it's the type to ask a question to get conversation going or the type to get people to download your lead magnet. Always find some way to end your content with a CTA. That being said, here's my call to action for this piece of content. If you're creating content but don't know how to turn it into an income stream, then download my free training, How to Get Paid to Do What You Love. You'll learn the 3 steps to pivot into the work or business you were meant for. Creating content is actually one of those steps, but I'll show you how to monetize that content so it's not just going out into the world and dying, it's actually turning into an income stream that you can ramp up and up and up to eventually replace a day job or just double your income. It's absolutely free. It'll take you about 45 minutes to listen through, and it'll give you action steps at the end to know what to do first, second, and third. So click below to download it or go to grahamcochrane.com/getpaid. Thanks for watching. Thanks for subscribing to these videos, and go out there and make some amazing CTAs in your content.